is often not talked about, but the Moors that enslaved the Europeans before they enslaved blacks. Their women were sold like commodities into the harems and as concubines of wealthy Moors. This is the reason why the Moorish noble were for the most part bleached out, and became known as tawny Moors, Turks and Arabs, which are no more than fixed mulatto races. This also is the reason for the Moors and the coats of arms of noble Europeans' family. The so-called black nobility of Europe, and the Bilderberger group. The European nations paid tribute to the Moors well into the 18th century. In the book, United States and Barbary Powers, the English, French, Dutch, Danes, and Swedes, and I may say all nations, are tributary to them. David McCritchie in the book Ancient and Modern Britain says that the word blackmail is the result of this tribute paid to the Black Army, or black oppressors as the English referred to them. The Rise of Western Civilization and World Dominance Parts 1 through 5. The Moors had control of the Atlantic and the Mediterranean. This is why the Marines sing of defeating the Moors from the halls of Montezuma, Mexico, to the shores of Tripoli, confirming in song the extent of the Moorish Empire or dominions of Amexem, or Atlantis. Below is the first page of the Moroccan Treaty of 1787. It should also be noted that Shakespeare's most famous Moor, Othello, is also described as a black African. Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin worked closely with the Moors in the Continental Congress to secure this treaty. In the Bevins collection there are over 200 letters to the Bey of Morocco from the Continental Congress. There were many Moors in the Continental Congress working with the European Masons originally taught by Moors, to form a Novus Ordo Seclorum, new secular order of the ages, e pluribus unum out of many peoples and nations. 1. The Moroccan Treaty is very powerful because according to the Constitution, treaties are the law of the land. This treaty specifically deals with Moors. The question then may arise, how do we know that where the treaty says Moors, that so-called black people of that time is being referred to? The Moors were considered citizens or part of we the people who ratified the Constitution. It says, thus an act was passed in Massachusetts on 6th of March, 1788, forbidding any Negro not a subject of the Emperor of Morocco, or a citizen of the United States, from tarrying in the Commonwealth. This for one shows that those who were referred to as Negroes were actually Moors and that they were on the same footing or status as state citizens. Those who remembered that they were Moors, used the Moroccan Treaty of 1787 to secure their rights on the same footing as the state citizens without otherwise being obligated members of their social equality, while those who were brainwashed into believing they were Negroes, descendants of Africans brought here by the Europeans, were unprotected by the Moroccan Treaty, as well as the Articles of Confederation and the Constitution. This document says a petition was presented to the House from sundry free Moors, subjects of the Emperor of Morocco, and residents in this state, praying that in case they should commit any fault amenable to be brought to justice, that they as subjects to a prince, here in North America, in alliance with the United States of America, via the Moroccan Treaty of 1787, may be tried under the same laws as the citizens of this state would be liable to be tried, and not under the Negro Act, which was received in Reed. Thus you had Moors back in 1789 saying what we say now, our nationality is Moorish and not Negro, colored, black or African American. We are Moors, we are obedient unto God, the Most High, seekers and lovers of peace, freedom, justice and equality. Ancient native black nations of America before and after Columbus include the Washita of the Louisiana/Midwest, the Yamasee of the Southeast, the Iroquois, the Cherokee Indians, the Blackfoot Indians, the Pequot and Mohegans of Connecticut, the Black Californians, Calafians. Cal in California literally means black, after the name of the great Mama Kali, Queen Lifa, the Olmecs of Mexico, the Durayanite of Panama. A number of black Negroid peoples are mentioned in the works of Irofanesque, Black Nations of America, Atlantic Journal and Friend Knowledge, Philadelphia 1832, p. 86, also Irofanesque, PGS. 121, 186, 187, 194, 208, 209. Ruffenesque was a naturalist who explored and took accurate documentation of his works throughout the U.S. in mentioning Negroes, blacks, Moors, Ethiopians. Explorers such as Ruffenesque referred to Negro black Africans, not dark-skinned Indians. The Washita were direct descendants of the Olmecs who mixed in the Malian Moors. The name Washita comes from the Washita River which flows along northwest Texas and Oklahoma to the Red River where the Cheyenne Native Americans lived with the Chawasha, meaning raccoon people. The Washoe were a Negroid tribe living above the New Orleans Bayou and were of Tunican linguistic stock. The name Washita is a derivative of the term Washita or what is now Wichita. The term is a Choctaw term which means big arbor which represented the grass-thatched homes. The Washita was originally from Lower Mississippi, Louisiana, and Alabama, named after Nubian Sudanese Ali Baba. The tribe was officially named Wichita by the U.S. government in the Camp Holmes Treaty of 1835. The Wichita were also known as Paniwasaha or by the French Pagnoso which means Black Pawnee. French traders from Illinois called them Pawnee Peak which means tattooed Pawnee. The Washita or raccoon people were called raccoons because of their black faces. When describing the Washita, the French describes the blacks who lived in the large grass houses. The tribe is the descendants of the Olmecs and Toltecs of Mexico. To all that read this material, please research for yourselves all that is here, as well as the Birth Certificate Act and the Social Security Act. Through acts such as these, the world has been deceived, tricked out of its sovereignty, and made property of slaveholder corporations. Please do your research, seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave, if there is one, for God's people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So, to summarize this information, the Moors, or Moorish brothers and sisters, are not the same as the Mar, or Washita brothers and sisters in America. However, the exception would be becoming one and the same, which would be a contradiction of origins. Although both Moors and Mers claim sovereignty in America, it's for different reasons. The Moors cite the Treaty of 1787 as their legal grounds for sovereignty in the United States, whereas, according to the Stewart Synopsis, the Washita Mers, or Moors, have been recognized by the UN as the oldest indigenous people on Earth. Hashtag Enlightenment, hashtag We Never Left, hashtag We Were Here, hashtag Feathers to Fridges, hashtag Feather Culture, hashtag Out of Many, hashtag We Are One, hashtag Tell the Truth.